Alright, welcome back. The GPS is telling us that we should start our descent in about 6.5 minutes. It gives us enough time to just go over the procedure I'll be doing. First, let me load or see if the procedure is available. If you see here, we have some little red and yellow dots about 19 miles ahead. It's telling us that there's possibly terrain out there that will be conflicting with our current altitude. I'm not seeing anything, but I'll keep an eye out. Right, so we're 79 miles from the airport. We're gonna start our descent soon. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select the approach. Oh, there are no stars here, so just go straight to the approach. And we're doing the NDB DME 2 runway 07, so this one. Let's just confirm. Yeah, looks about right. Let me see. Yeah, it looks about right. Okay, click the load approach. GPS guidance for monitoring only. Yes, load approach. Okay, so the approach I'm going to be doing is the NDB DME2 for runway 07. I'm sorry, I can't show you guys the chart, but the airport elevation is 112 feet, while the runway elevation is 11 feet. The minimum descent altitude is 1,800. The transition level, yeah, it looks like it's going to be, well, the transition altitude is 9,000, so we're going to use flight level 100 as the transition level. So we cross over the Narsarsuaq NDB, which we're waiting to receive a signal on, but we're going there by GPS now. We're going to cross overhead the Narsarsuaq NDB at well, first we're going to cross 4 DME from the on-field DME at the airport. So we're going to cross 4 DME northeast of the airport at 6,800. Thereafter we'll descend on the 262 bearing to the NDB, so we'll set this to 262. I've never flown an NDB approach in my life, by the way, so I'm just gonna try and wing it here. Let's see what's next. We cross over the NDB at 5,800, then we depart the NDB on the 259 bearing from the NDB to 8 DME from the on-field DME, descending to 3,600. Then we make a left turn across 9 DME at 3,600 again. After passing 9 DME, we intercept the 067 bearing to the field. Cross 8 DME at 3,100. And we'll descend to minimum descent altitude of 1,800. to 4 DME, where we'll continue visually. If we don't have visual with the field at 4 DME, we're going to pull up and go around, making a left turn to intercept the 281 bearing from the NDB. And fly that outbound, climbing to the 6,800, then turn left to the NDB and hold. I hope I won't have to go through all of this. I'll try and get a visual, but if not, I'll try and fly the approach. On the plate here, the airport is obviously surrounded by a high terrain. Highest terrain is immediately southeast at 3,173 feet, and further southeast about looks like about between 5 and 10 miles southeast is 6,037 feet. So we definitely have to keep an eye out. This thing will most likely give us terrain warnings. We may have to tell it to shut up. Let me just see if I can figure out how to do that from now. I think it's menu. Terrain, menu, TAWS inhibit. Okay, so this will be it. So I have to remember that. Go to terrain, menu, TAWS inhibit. Again, I'm just gonna try it through the visual for this approach because I've never floated NDB approach before. I don't think it's that hard to figure out, but I'd prefer a visual. So we should be just about ready to descend now. Yes, and we're gonna start down to 6,800. We disengage altitude hold, and we just pull the power back to start our descent. As your speed bleeds off, we can nose it down a little bit to help it on its way. But as the airspeed bleeds off, the aircraft is going to want to pitch down because it's trimmed for that speed. Let's try to get 500 feet per minute. Okay. Can pull the prop power back a little bit. Too much vibration. Okay, that's fine. So again, just to as a reminder, as soon as we start receiving the NDB, we're going to turn to intercept the 262 bearing to the field. We have 262 set here. Level off here, let's bring the power back some more. Transition level again is flight level 100. The weather is wind is 0 degrees at 4 knots, 10 kilometer visibility, ceiling is broken at flight level 180. Temperature is 2, dew point is -2, altimeter is 1006. Okay. Oh, look at that snow. Interesting. Right, flight level 100 for 6,800. Yeah, altimeter settings 1006. And set 1006. Yeah, these it's showing me that I'm in conflict with terrain here, but either there's an error in the terrain database or the scenery isn't exactly accurate. But I am seeing some terrain up ahead there. I'm hoping we can see a lot more once we get through this cloud. Just turn on the pitot heat just in case. 38.7 miles from the NDB. And there's the NDB. Let's see, the ident for it is dash dot dot dash. Yep, that's correct. So you properly identified the NDB. Should, you know what? What bearing are we on? On the 085 bearing from the NDB. That is why I hate these things. The needle just won't stay put. Anyways, we're visual now, so yeah, either the terrain database is inaccurate or the scenery is, but anyways, it's just a reference. It's just for information purposes, not for terrain avoidance. Check the engine temperatures, make sure the engine isn't cooling off too fast. If it cools off too fast, you could cause the engine to shock cool, which apparently some people think it's a myth, but I don't know. It was just something I was taught. Gonna do a flyby of this little peak here, and I think I see the airport. Alright, we don't need this terrain information anymore. Okay. Now I think we have to wait until the needle here points to 262 before we turn to heading 262. Off here, let's keep the descent coming down to 6,800. I thought I saw the airport, but I guess that wasn't it. But the airport should be in this area here. We're 26 miles away. Okay, so we're now crossing the, well, we crossed the 262 bearing, which is now is when we would fly a heading of 262. So why not? Let's do it. Interesting, this puts us all the way over there. Here's where we have to make a decision. Are the instruments lying to us, or is the GPS lying to us? Because it looks like there's some sort of a location error. The ADF is pointing, telling me that the airport is over there, but the GPS is telling me that it's directly in front of us here. According to what I'm seeing on the chart, this terrain here kind of looks like it, like what the chart indicates, but is that because I want it to look that way, or is it really, is that really where the airport is? Okay. See, this is exactly why I hate this thing. Or maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Anyways. So it's directly in front of us, but the... I think I know what I should do. I should set the card to the current heading. Ah, whatever. Screw it. Let's not focus on that. We're visual. It's just bugging me. Level off at 7,000 and yeah, I'll just go ahead and select. I'll just keep the sign coming down to 6,800. Sorry. Let's richen the mixture a little bit. Alright. So let's have a look at the approach checklist and see if there's anything we need to do. Approach, landing. Okay, so nothing we need to do right now. Gonna hold off on that for now. Are we getting a DME? Yes, we are. So at 4 DME we're supposed to be at 6,800. If I look at the chart and I draw a 4-mile circle, 6,800 should be safe. According to the numbers I'm seeing on the terrain on the chart here. Yeah. But it's a nice clear day. And I'm in sight with the terrain, so that's enough to complete a visual approach. And we have an idea of where the airport is now. Don't want to pop our eardrums here. Alright, the airport should be behind this little hill right here. Let's add a little bit more mixture. Here's the airport. Oh boy. Okay. Going to disengage the autopilot. Let's do the approach landing checklist. Autopilot is off. Let's just turn the master off just in case. Fuel pump goes on. Fuel tank selectors, those are on the mains. Fuel levels checked. We have enough fuel for the tank selected. Mixture goes to rich. Airport elevation is over 4,000. It is not. So we skip that and we'll reduce speed to 120. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slow down and keep the same rate of descent, so I'm losing the same amount of altitude at the same time, but I'm covering less ground by flying slower, so I don't fly out too far. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. We'll reduce speed to 120 miles an hour. Okay, the gear. Now when you see gump, that means gear, undercarriage, mixture, and props. So that's just like a double check to make sure that's all set correctly. Okay, we're still high. So what I'll do, I'll just overshoot. Let's get the landing lights out. See that? By reducing speed and keeping the same, by reducing speed we can keep the same rate of descent, lose the same amount of altitude in the same time, but we cover less ground. If I was still at 160, I'd probably be out there somewhere. Yeah, still high. Oh, don't level off. We're 3,000. Still high. The runway length here is 6,000 feet. That's plenty. After we land, we're going to exit off to the right-hand side. And be a very short taxi to the ramp. Okay, let's get the speed back to 120 and drop the gear. Gear is down and locked, I believe. Let me see. Yes, it is. The light is just dim because the nav light is on. The nav light dims all the instrument lighting. Overshoot again. Let's get in one notch of flaps. So the gear is down, gear undercarriage is down and locked. The mixture is rich. The prop will go in with a prop. So compass check. We're at 100. Adding some nose up trim here. Okay, so next is just the flaps and all that other good stuff. Second stage of flaps goes in. Let's see if we can get our speed down. We're a little bit too fast. Wind is supposed to be at around 4 knots, but and flaps down. Runway 07 is identified.
500.
A little bit on the slow side. Do have a slight crosswind from the right. Still a bit high, but we've got plenty of runway. All right. Let's get some fresh air. Flaps comes up. Mixture, we lean the mixture right away. Open the throttle a little bit. After landing checklist, flaps are up. Fuel pump off. Exit here on. It's supposed to be alpha, but it's labeled as a 1. Okay. It's all the same. Fuel pumps off, mixture is lean, trim. Reset that to neutral. Get the landing lights, strobe light. And we'll deal with that later. This spot here looks nice. And we slow him to a stop here. Idle at 1,000, set the brake. Shut down. Radios go off. Transponder, not worry about that. It's on ground, so it's essentially off-ish. Mixture off as soon as the engine starts to quit. Well, we don't have to do that anymore because we just switch the avionics master off, then mixture cut off. Master switch goes off. All electrical switches, all these switches are down here, goes off. P-dot heat off. Magnetos off. And the control wheel. Install the bungee cord, so control wheel is secure. And the only thing left to do now is to tie down the aircraft. It's still cold here, but we'll get some of that fresh, brisk Greenland breeze. Well, that was it. I'll do the other legs some other time in my own time. I just wanted to do this, just this one leg, and show you guys how exactly I do things. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.